Okay. Now this is our first experiment, determination of accuracy, resolution and hysteresis using analog meter. In this experiment we have to find out only accuracy and resolution. Hysteresis is not so important here. And what are the instruments required? See, this is one power supply is there, power supply. This is digital power supply. This is our analog meter. You know analog means what? Analog means this is my calibrated scale is there, or that calibrated scale one pointer is moved. That's why it is called as analog meter. But it is an analog multimeter. What is the meaning of this multimeter? Multimeter is nothing but you can measure resistance. Suppose you want to measure resistance, then you have to select this type of switches. Now again, by using these holes you can select the range. Suppose you want 1 mega ohm range. If you want to measure resistance and range, you can select like this. Now second thing, if you want to measure DC current, then these are the knobs, or this is the connections. If you want to measure voltage and of course DC voltage, and accordingly you can select the range, depends on us. This is my voltage, DC voltage. And if you want to measure AC voltage, and these are the knob. That's why it is called as multimeter. Means you can measure voltage, and of course DC voltage, AC voltage, DC current and resistance. Now in this experiment we have to measure here voltage, means voltage measurement, means you have to find out here accuracy by using an analog meter, means accuracy of this analog meter. Now simple here, one power supply is there. From this power supply you have to adjust the voltage. The voltage are like this. Now see, you will see here observation table for this is this is my first experiment, and see, this is my analog meter, this is power supply, and this is our analog multimeter. And what is the observation table for this? Now see, this is my observation table. First observation table is accuracy of analog multimeter used for voltage measurement. Now simple thing, now switch on this power supply, adjust the voltage. This is the voltage. You can adjust voltage like this, 1 2 3 4 5. Now for simple one example, we'll adjust here, suppose 5 volt. Now see, this is my 5 volt, right? From this power supply my voltage is 5 volt. Adjust here, and by using this analog meter, means you have to find out accuracy of this analog meter, and I want to measure voltage and of course DC voltage. That's why I am selecting here DC voltage, and my range is maximum 10 volt, because we have to take only one reading here. And again, very important thing, your analog multimeter should be placed in such a manner, then and then you can take the accurate reading. Now my range is here 10, this is range 10. That's why means here you have to see here, this is the range, this is 10, then maximum is 10, means this scale is there, means like this 2 4 6 8 and 10. Maximum voltage is 10. You can measure here maximum voltage 10. If you want to measure 50, then select knob here, then see this scale for 50 range. Similarly 250 and 1000, accordingly you can select the range, and you have to observe the reading on this scale. Now my range is 10 because my simple one voltage I want to measure here 5 volt. Now simple experiment is what? Positive is connected to positive and negative is connected to negative, and note down the reading. Okay. Five volt you have to adjust here and note down the reading. Simple, very simple thing. Now my if suppose I am changing this voltage, or if you want to change suppose 5, and see this is the reading. Now see this scale, my scale is, see this is scale 0 2 4, then 6, then 8, and this is 10, because maximum range is 10 here. And note down the voltage. This is my 5, but it is nearly equals to 5, not exactly 5. Therefore suppose here this is my 5, actual reading is 5, and measured value is 4.4. 4.4 means simply you have to take here difference of these two, 5 minus 4.4, then there is a difference, that is 0.6. And in this observation table, see, this is a observation table. We shall please highlight this observation table. This is the observation table. Now actual voltage, my actual voltage is 5, measure voltage is 4.4. Then you can calculate the relative accuracy. Then there is formula, and already I have explained what is this formula. A is equals to 1 minus mod of yn minus xn upon yn. Simply put the value of yn, xn and calculate the accuracy. Then simply multiply with 100, then we get percentage. In terms of percentage, this is about accuracy. Now same thing, what is meant by resolution. रिजोल्यूशन के लिए मुझे एडजस्ट करना है यहाँ पे 6, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी इट इज़ गिवन हियर इन कॉलम ए 6, 5.5, 5.2, 5.1, 5.05. एडजस्ट हियर 6 volt. नाउ दिस इज माय 6 volt. You can adjust here 6 volt and note down the reading. It is not exactly equals to 6 on analog meter. Therefore there is a difference, means we can say simply you have to calculate the difference. My reading here from power supply, my voltage is 6 volt, adjust here 6 volt, and here reading is not exactly equals to 6, it is something 5.7 or 5.3 something. Then simply you have to take the difference of these two and you can calculate the resolution of this. Now here, see, this is my observation table. In column A, adjust 6 volt. Then column B, measure voltage on multimeter. This is analog multimeter. Simply, this is the experiment. This is our first experiment is over.